There is a kind of cold that freezes the body, and there is a kind of silence that fractures the mind. In the depths of the Yakutian winter, at -71 degrees, both are trying to kill you. He has not heard another human voice in 180 days. Out here, the greatest threat isn't starvation or the freezing winds. It is your own mind. When the sun disappears for weeks at a time, time loses its meaning. Days blur into a single, endless night of survival. Every morning, he steps into the void to perform the chores that keep him alive. But the horizon offers no hope, only ice. Survival in extreme isolation relies on strict, unbreakable routines. Wood must be chopped, ice must be melted for water. To stop moving is to surrender. Even a simple glass of water requires immense effort. He must hack blocks of blue ice from the frozen river and drag them back to the cabin. But the real challenge begins when the chores are done. Inside the tiny cabin, the silence becomes a physical weight pressing against his chest. Sensory deprivation tricks the brain. When there is no sound, the mind invents it. A falling branch sounds like footsteps. The howling wind mimics human cries. And then the taiga decides to lock him in completely. A massive, multi-day whiteout blizzard descends, burying the cabin under 6 feet of snow. Trapped in a 10 by 10 foot box for days on end, the walls begin to close in. The lack of natural light disrupts his circadian rhythm. Sleep becomes impossible. In this fragile mental state, small mistakes become catastrophes. The handle of his only indoor knife snaps while carving kindling. It is a minor setback, but after 5 months of total isolation, it is the spark that ignites a mental breakdown. Lost in despair, he neglects the only thing keeping him alive. The fire burns down to embers. The temperature inside the cabin rapidly drops toward -30. The bone-chilling cold jolts him back to reality. If he doesn't relight the fire, he will freeze to death in his sleep within hours. His hands are numb and useless. Striking a flint requires fine motor skills he no longer has. It is a desperate fight against his own failing body. He forces himself to focus. He channels every ounce of his ancestral survival instinct. He is a Yakut nomad. The cold will not claim him today. A single spark lands, a wisp of smoke, and then life. The next morning, the blizzard finally breaks. The cabin door is frozen shut, requiring him to bash his way out into the light. He looks out over the endless white. He has survived the darkest, coldest, most isolating months of the year, but then he sees it. 6 months of terrifying silence. But out here in the brutal -71 degree freeze, even a distant wisp of smoke is enough to remind you, you are never truly alone.